Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about video games because I'm getting frustrated about the fact that the rising cost of video games, the systems going up, $600 Xboxes, the fact that the new Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be $500, it's more than just that. The games are now costing $80, $90, $100 for the base version of the game itself, but instantly today, everybody is pissed because the creator of Borderlands, Randy Pitchford, he just published a statement about an hour ago saying, real fans aren't broke. If you really like our games, if you really like Borderlands and Tiny Tina, you should be happy to pay $80, $90, $100. It's important to pay the highest price possible. And instantly, everybody is roasting them because this is what's indicative of how disconnected some game developers are. Some people in this industry, a lot of us are broke. I have 3 roommates. I don't have a car. I ride my bike to the gym. I literally have to keep the AC low because it gets to 100 degrees here in Texas, so I don't have to pay $500 a month on my electric bill. These people cannot understand that $80 games, $90 games, $100 games, for a lot of us, that's the difference between food and not food. Let's talk about it. Let's take a look at this quote, because I have to admit that I'm actually frustrated by just the freaking gall to say this. Let's get into it. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So, currently, they're really gearing up for this big launch of Borderlands 4. And I will admit that I'm like 80-20. I actually am. I don't like the trailer for Borderlands 4, but I have to admit that I've been curious about it just because I really like the random looting and shooting. I think it's so fun getting the randomized guns, the randomized enemies. I think the game is so endlessly replayable. Yeah, it can be shallow at times. Some of the jokes aren't the best, but this to me, that is fun. And then somebody said this. Somebody just posted this tweet where they said, I'm so very excited for the Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm even more excited to bring Borderlands 4 to this incredible magical machine. Normal hype, I think you can really feel his genuine excitement, but somebody said, and I want to make it clear before anything else, this is a real fan. This is not a hater, this is an actual fan saying, Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers are not going to pay $80 and feed the notion of constant increases in the price tag. You're the CEO. You have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher. Honestly, not only do I feel like this is a really measured take, not only do I think this is a really wise way of phrasing it, this is not somebody trying to say they want the game to flop. They're saying, I want everybody to be able to play Borderlands. The game looks great. I want everybody to be able to pre-order and enjoy it. And Randy Pitchford posted the most jerky reply I think I've literally ever seen from any CEO ever. Look, it's not my call. And also, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to pay that $80. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor, and I found a way to make it happen. Look, this is annoying for like 5 different layers. I mean, the back in my day BS, nobody wants to hear that. Also, money in equivalent exchange, it's just different, buddy. You were paying freaking $1 for a combo meal back then. It wasn't the exact same as now where it's like $20 to try and even get a decent meal, right? I do not like the idea of trying to act like, oh, you're a bad fan if you're not willing to pay our price. Also, on top of everything else, I feel like I get annoyed about the fact that these companies, I feel like their condescending tone, to me, it almost implies that we owe them. Oh, you're making the game. I like Borderlands, so I guess I owe you any price you pick. Now, every reply is like, dog, we're not paying $80 for Borderlands, knowing full well you're going to do multiple season passes and another $100 edition. You'll probably sell weapon skins too. Every person is literally instantly replying like, bro, I'm going to buy this on sale at most if I don't just straight up sail the 7 seas. No way you said this. You're not a real fan. You'll make it happen. The way you talk to fans. I am annoyed about this because Gaming, for a very long time, was a thing that felt like they were trying to lower the barriers of it. You know, maybe I'm accidentally doing it back in my day, but I did grow up in the 90s as well, right? A lot of my formative years very much got a chance to watch the rise of Pokemon that came out when I was in elementary school, watching each generation of new Game Boys, watching the Dreamcast come out, watching the PlayStation, the first RPGs, the first 3D games. It always felt like gaming was trying to become mainstream. Gaming was trying to basically find a way to go, okay, how can we get not just comic book readers and nerds and stuff and D&D fans, how can we get movie watchers to play our RPG? How can we get normal dude bros to want to play our quarterback game? There was always this thing of, okay, how cheap can we make the console? How cheap can we make the game? How much can we advertise it to really break through to the masses? And now we've done it. Gaming is mainstream. I think it's cool the fact that I can, a lot of times at a party, talk to random people and they'll know what video games are. Or now, hey, here's Baldur's Gate 3. Here's this next cool roguelike. I think that's cool. And it feels like we've gotten to this place where, in a lot of ways, I think a lot of these directors, these CEOs, they almost have this hubris, this ego that I've done it. Now I have built the industry. Now I can make my billions. And this isn't going to work. People did stuff before video games, and people can do stuff without video games. People can pay stuff at sale. People can play other games. Everybody's got a back catalog. Yesterday, I did a video about how badly Doom the Dark Ages sold, because I'll admit that it still blew my mind. I kind of wanted to make a video talking about the complaints and just honestly how disinterested people have been in it. And I have to admit that I was actually kind of blown away that the entire comment section was like, man, I can't even afford a $70 game. Groceries are expensive. Just living is expensive. I'm never going to own a home. I'm never going to be able to live alone. I'm always going to have a million roommates for the rest of my damn life. And that's just the fate I'm unfortunately going to have. And when I see a lot of these replies, a lot of people are like, bro, this is such a wrong mentality. Look at this. Given how the movie turned out, I'm not sure if Borderlands has any real fans at all. Say what now? How about you go F yourself? Oh, God. In case you didn't know, one of the most famous, I feel like, crash outs in all of gaming history forever is still the "Don't you people have phones?" So this was when they announced Doom Immortal. It was basically a cell phone version of Diablo Immortal. Great, right? Okay. Nobody was excited about it, but when they announced it, the first question from the Q&A was, will this ever come to PC? And the guy said, don't you have phones? In the most condescending way. And this guy, I think, is gone, and it's kind of going to forever besmirch him. Every reply is making fun of the fact that this is just not worth doing it. I'd rather buy the game in 20 years after every patch, every DLC, every fix, every reinvention, every remaster. It's to me, this is unbelievable. Terrible thing to say. Oh, God, the old Paris Hilton picture. Stop being poor. Get a second job to afford our product, you bum. I have to admit that it's impressive that I do feel like the gaming industry is very united against the rising costs. And I have to give people props for the fact that this is something everybody agrees on. It's not like we're saying games got to be shorter, games got to be cheaper. We're just saying that in general, this constant rising cost, it only ends one way. And that's lower game sales. I don't think it's any way to deny it. If the options are higher and higher prices, I don't think it's going to lead to higher and higher profit. I think it's going to lead to smaller and smaller player bases. I want to end this with just a little Randy Pitchford meme, something I saw that I thought was actually hilarious. A fan expressed concerns that Borderlands 4 could potentially cost $80, and Randy Pitchford, known magician and lost a USB stick once, and responded, if you're a real fan, make it happen. I don't want to explain this joke because the video will probably be demonetized. But sometime if you ever think, man, this Randy Pitchford guy has some really good ideas, Google Randy Pitchford USB. Randy Pitchford USB Medieval Times. He had some very graphic content on a work USB filled with top secret files and bad stuff on a USB that he just left at Medieval Times. Yeah, Randy Pitchford is not the kind of guy that I really trust. I guess I'll phrase it like that. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys are enjoying this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and maybe don't buy Borderlands 4, because Randy Pitchford's just going to get richer and richer and richer off of it. But thanks for watching. You guys rock. Have a great day, and hopefully you can afford some groceries. Keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.